Hi, I'm Xenowave, and today I'm going to show you how I made this sound. Here it is in context. Okay, so the main concept behind this sound is just taking any timbre really and sweeping it a whole bunch with filters. What I'm using here is just a simple saw, super saw, and a little bit of FM for texturing. But yeah, let's get started. So the unison section, we have a unison order of 9, unison oscillator only turned on, 100% panning volume. I have the pitch set to whatever I wanted, which is 82%. There's no sublevel and no envelope variation, and I have the phase set to whatever I wanted, which is 88%. Operator 1 is just a saw wave, and I set the unison and index mapping of the pitch like this so that I just detune all the voices in the range of 56 cents, because this controls the range of whatever is happening in any sort of pitch control. And I have the same thing for the phase. It's just spread out evenly like this for each voice of the super saw. And I do the same thing for operators 2 and 3. And I have this phase arbitrarily set to whatever value, 25%. So yeah, same thing for operator 2. I just have the ratio set to this amount for more detune. And then operator 3 is the same thing, just a different ratio. Each pitch envelope is the same, by the way, take note of that. And for some reason I have global on for operator 3. That's really up to you. So operator 5, before we can talk about operator 5, we should talk about operator 6, which is just a sine wave. And I route the modulation to this LFO. So to get your LFO looking like this, we're going to start out with this first. You want to turn it on, delete these, and then take this point and move it up or down, and then mess with the speed as needed, and turn on tempo and global, and you should be able to get good control over this. And if you don't like how it starts, you can change the phase like this. Just click on the LFO itself. So yeah, that's what's happening in operator 6. And the modulation tab controls whatever is modulating operator 6. So it's both. I'm using feedback, so it's at around 39%, and I'm using just regular 5 to 6 modulation. But I also have 5's volume changing as well, and I just have this for the LFO. It's not too much of a change, but I just wanted just even more movement. It's a little redundant, honestly, but bear with me. And I have this triangle wave that I raise the tension of, and I also put on harmonics 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 on. And yeah, that's really it for the operator matrix. So what's really causing the movement? Actually, no. Before we get there, let's just hear what operator 6 sounds like. Whoops. Here's what it sounds like. So that's just FM alone, well, plus the effects, but you get the idea. So now let's hear what's really like the meat of the sound. Okay, so filter one is a vanilla low pass filter with high quality, flat, and triple mode on. I have another LFO just doing similar things. Keep note that all these LFOs are actually at different rates, slightly different rates. So that is always this morphing feeling. It's always moving somehow, some way. And yeah, that's really all I'm doing with all the filters. I'll just explain those more later. And I have a slow attack like this in the envelope section. And I have default cutoff, and I have 68% of resonance. You can mess with this as well. This actually makes a huge difference in the sound. And I have default envelope amount or LFO amount. So if I have it like this, that might be too much, but it's definitely something to play with. And I'm serializing filter one into filter two, which is doing more or less the same thing, but this is the bandpass filter on high quality and triple mode. Default LFO amount and cutoff and resonance. But yeah, as you can see, I'm doing the same thing. Same envelope as filter one for volume, and same LFO for the cutoff. Well, not exactly the same because they're actually off. Yeah, they are not at the same rate, at the same frequency. And because of what I said earlier about constantly moving. So as this is going up, the other one might be going down, and vice versa. And also, keep the tempo and global buttons on for these LFOs so that whenever the note triggers, or whatever you play triggers, it doesn't restart the LFO from the beginning. And yeah, so I'm routing filter 2 into filter 3, which is another vanilla low pass, basically the same settings as filter 1, but I have a default resonance, and I have again a different another LFO at a different frequency and phase, and then same volume envelope. And that's the main concept of the sound right there. If I take off all the effects, you'll still hear the movement. If you don't like another low pass, you can actually make it a phaser. That would be cool too. My computer does not like that. Let's see if I can just solo. What's the point? Yeah, nah. But a phaser can work just as well. Yeah, those are the filters. For the effects, these are my settings for the chorus. I have an order of 9, depth at 100%, chorus speed at 12%, delay, spread, cross, and volume are all at 100%. And I have delay on, default feedback, default delay time. I have the stereo offset set to 11.7 milliseconds to the right, and I increased the delay volume to 62%. Again, all arbitrary, all to taste. And then reverb, I have the low cut set. No, it didn't say the number, so I have to approximate. Set to 1,336 hertz. High cut is around 19.1 kHz. No pre-delay, I don't think. Yeah. Max room size, max diffusion, decay time set to 5.17 seconds, and high damping is around 11.7 kilohertz. And I have max volume for the reverb. And I set the volume of the effects to mod X as well. just for more control. And finally, I guess I should talk about the routing. So what's happening here is, I already explained that filter 1 is being serialized into filter 2, which is being serialized into filter 3, but also I'm actually routing all of these out in parallel, and the combination of parallel and serial filtering really kind of completes the sound for me personally. And as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, and 6 coming out of filter 1 and then being serialized into the rest, and have only 2 coming out of operator 2 coming out of filter 2 along with operator 6, and have operator 3 and operator 6 coming out of filter 3. And this is just for I suppose timbral reasons. You can really do whatever you want. I could have had it like this, but I guess part of it was to save some CPU, because as you might have heard, it's struggling with the sound. I actually had to bounce it out so that I could actually play it. But yeah, that's the sound basically. If you have any questions, let me know, and have an awesome day.